Defilement is that sexual offense against anyone that is below the age of 18. So for as long as you're below the age of 18, you can't have consensual sex. Whatever happens there that is sexual is defilement. Then rape is sexual activity without consent. We've talked about consent, which is that I did not say yes to this thing. I did not agree to this arrangement that this person has undertaken me. So if it is an offense of rape or defilement, if a child, let me say a child of 9 is defiled, first step, we usually advise that you please run to the nearest police post or police station. When you reach the police station, usually there is a form that will be given to you. You don't need to know the name, but I'll still mention it's called a police form 3. It's a police form 3 that police will give you. Some of you have seen this form before. It usually has pictures of an abstract picture of someone's body, the breast area, the private parts where there are legs, you know, an open part like this that shows. The essence of that form is that it is used to collect primary evidence for these offenses, which means that from the police post, you will be directed to a health center where you will go. This form is supposed to be filled for free. Let me emphasize, it is free, right? However, we have seen many instances where families or individuals or even NGOs that are doing this active work of supporting victims being asked to pay money, usually between 20 to 30,000 shillings, to have a health practitioner fill this form. But I'd like to emphasize that this form is free, and we do encourage for you to please report, right? Of course, you may now not go ahead and report at that police post where it has happened, but please do report to Fida, do report to other institutions that do give legal aid to help us gather this evidence, to show police when we go to lobby them, to say, you see, sexual offenses are not being handled well because of this amount of money that is being wrongfully picked from people, yet this form is supposed to be filled for free. Health practitioner will do is sometimes give first aid or any other medical assistance that may be given to make sure that the victim is safe. For issues of sexual violence, sometimes they may give PEP, which is supposed to protect you from catching infections that are sexually transmitted. Many times, many of you have interfaced with it when trying to protect victims of sexual offenses, sexual violence from HIV. So that medical practitioner is going to make sure that the victim is safe and that they've been given first aid, medical first aid, to allow for also other medical examinations be done. These medical examinations is what is going to provide for evidence of this sexual activity that happened, this sexual violence or this sexual abuse that happened to the victim. So they will fill this form with details that will guide the police as you take down your statement and etc. That this is also the primary evidence that will be used to prove that you were actually violated. This form is usually put in an envelope that is enclosed and is given back to the victim, who takes it back to the police post / police station. What the officer is meant to do is put that on your file, but sometimes the health practitioner will actually also explain that this is what we found, come back on this date to make sure you get this help and etc. Give you the form, take it back to the police. The police will thereafter then continue to handle your case. Make sure they investigate, have all the other evidence on file, make sure the witnesses have been interviewed if need be and their statements are on the file, and then the case continues in court. Right? Those are the processes. We do encourage you very much to continue with the 72-hour rule. Make sure that victims of sexual offenses that we've spoken about today do get assistance of a medical officer or get that police form in check. Many times we've seen cases that get frustrated because they do not have that primary evidence that is important in making a case for victims. We are not saying that a case will not continue if there is no police form 3, but it is important that it is there so that your case is strong and so that your case can be able to go through the processes a little quicker and easier.